guys, today we are comparing the 6.5 quart Foodi to the 8 quart Foodi.
All while having a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. No. Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen and to Foodi Friday.
Hello.
I'm Cris from recipes@crock.com.
I am Mikey from recipes.crock.com.
And so on Fridays here on our YouTube channel, we like to talk about the Foodi because we know several of you have got it or you at least like to hear about it. And so one of the questions we get all the time is, what's the differences between the 8 quart Foodi and the 6.5 quart Foodi? And so since we recently got the 8 quart Foodi and we shared that with you guys a couple weeks ago, we thought we would start to show you some of the differences and similarities. And I will tell you right out of the gate, the things I thought were going to be different weren't different the way that I thought they were. And there were a lot of things that aren't as different as I thought they were going to be. So let's just dig in. What do you say? Okay, so first of all, when you look at these guys right next to each other, I was kind of surprised that the 8 quart didn't feel huge compared to the 6.5 quart.
No, I thought it was going to be a giant, and it's not.
And it is just a little bit taller, but we'll talk about this more. But from a width size, I'm fairly confident this sucker is the same width as the 6.5 quart. Could you, my muscly man, lift them and tell me like the weight differences that it feels like?
Let me stretch real quick.
So
Alright.
these just have, I think all they have is they just have the bowl in, right? That one just has the bowl?
Yep.
Okay. So lift it and see what you think. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the one we've been lugging around all of the nation in the RV.
This thing has been used more than most people will use it in 2 years. And then the 8 quart.
I just was really shocked. It doesn't feel that much heavier to me. It does not. So, like, because one of the things I was considering for the next time we go out in the RV is, do I really want, this thing's the beast, do I really want something heavier just to have a higher capacity? And honestly, I was, like, really surprised that the 8 quart doesn't feel that much bulkier than the 6.5. So that was like, okay, that was interesting. Now to some other kind of really, here's something that's very similar. Since they are the same width, the pressure cooker lids, I believe, are the same size. Exactly. Well, I don't have them lined up.
Here, I got it.
Okay. Line them up. Yeah. No. Yep. They're the same size.
They're the exact same size.
So it's the same lid, so that means that their gaskets and those kinds of things could be interchangeable. You can tell which one goes with this one because it's a little yellowed because we've used it all year long.
100 times.
And this is the new one. So I found that to be interesting because I thought, oh, I'm going to have to keep track of my lid and all that kind of stuff. And now, okay, so now let's go to some of the differences. The pot, the way that you get 8 quarts out of the 8 quart versus 6.5 is the height. So instead of being wider, it's taller. So this one has a max of 24 cups or right above 20. It looks like maybe, 26 cups? And this one is a max of 20 cups. So when you compare
so there's your quart and a half.
Yeah, when you compare the bowls side by side, you can see that while they're the same width, this one's slightly taller.
Make sure they're the same width here.
Yep.
They are. It's the exact same width as...
Yes.
Huh.
So, you've got that going on.
By the way, another difference. This one looks really good. This one scratched all the pieces because we're still waiting on our replacement bowl.
We did get notification. We were still in Texas when we ordered this like weeks ago, ordered the pots, and then I just got notification today that they are shipping my pots. So I'm very excited about that.
So it's been, what, 5 weeks, something like that?
5 or 6 weeks, because I ordered it I ordered it to ship to Aunt Lou's house because I knew we weren't going to be home when it came. So anyhow.
We're home now.
Yes.
Have been for a while. Still
Yes.
waiting, Ninja. Thanks a lot.
So something that's very, very interesting. Originally, I thought, oh well, my basket that goes in the 8 quart is going to be wider. Well, because the bowls are all the same size width-wise, they're not wider. I didn't. So then I thought, oh, they're the same. But no, this little guy that is very handy and probably the thing I use the most with both of my foodies is a little bit taller, just like barely. A little bit taller for the 8 quart than it is for the 6 quart.
You can see you're looking at maybe what is that? Maybe a ½ inch, not even, maybe a quarter inch taller, so not much difference there.
Yep. So that's one slight difference. Now comes the big difference, and it's way different than I thought. What did you do with this guy? Okay, so...
What did I do with it? It's always what did I do with it?
Yeah. One of the reasons I was interested in the 8 quart was because I really like the air fryer feature on the Foodi, and I find any air fryer that I try to use doesn't have as large of a capacity as what I would like for it to. I always feel like I'm cooking in batches and batches and batches and batches. And so I was really interested in having a bigger air fryer in the Foodi because I love the Foodi air fryer so much. Well, as you can see, it did it in a different way than I thought it was going to. It made it taller, not wider, which is an interesting concept when it comes to air frying because the heat from your air fryer is coming from up here. So just making it taller sometimes doesn't make even cooking as easily done on a taller thing than it would a wider thing. So I was concerned about that. Their solution to all of this is this little guy, which doesn't come with the 6.5 quart. And it goes down in here. Do you want to show them?
Sure.
It goes down in here to give you a whole nother level of surface area for the air to rotate around. I have tested this primarily with bacon and to good results, better results than what I thought. Because I've tried hanging my bacon in my 6.5 quart like a lot of people talk about, and I just don't like I feel like it unevenly cooks it when you hang it versus lay it.
Yeah.
So I've tried bacon in here and stacking both shelves. I've tried it with putting this sucker down like this and putting this guy up like this and doing bacon like this.
And you can cook a whole pack of bacon like that?
Yeah, you can cook a whole bacon.
But it won't be the same.
But I will say you can get it there. Because what happens is, what I would normally do is do half a pack of bacon on this bottom rack, cook it all the way through, and then do another half pack of bacon. In this, I can put a full package of bacon in, cook it like I normally do, and the top is definitely done, and I remove the top and put the bottom on for another 2 or 3 minutes, and then it gets there. So it is saving time, and I do like that. It's just cooking a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I do find it useful, and I am impressed with that. I was honestly a lot concerned. I'm like, oh, well, my air fryer basket really didn't get all that bigger. It just got taller. But it's allowing me to cook more food. I just sometimes have to let the bottom layer cook a little bit longer. One of the main concerns that I've heard from folks is whenever the 8 quart first came out, there was some issues with the fan. We had heard from some Crock Posse members of, wait, don't buy your 8 quart yet because people are returning theirs because of their fan. I will say I haven't had issues, except for, I will tell you, I have noticed that I feel like the 8 quart is a little noisier than the 6.5 quart. Now, that could be that those are our units, that, you know, that's just what ours does, and that may not be everyone's experience, but for our experience, I have noticed it's a little bit louder than my 6.5 quart, but for the most part, I think it's doing just fine. I haven't had any kind of alarming fan sounds come from it.
Right.
I've only had it for a few weeks.
But in those few weeks we've had it, we've used it quite a bit. In fact, This one's been a little neglected because we've been using that one so much just to test
I
it out.
told Mike, I said, I bet it's wondering what is going on because we used it every day, multiple times a day, the entire time we were out. And we got this one shortly when we got home. So between using the Foodi and getting reacquainted with my oven back there, I really have neglected my 6.5 quart. But those are just the primary differences. From a pressure cooking standpoint, it's your typical differences that you would find between any larger pressure cooker and smaller pressure cooker. So a larger pressure cooker is going to possibly take more liquid to come to pressure than a smaller electric pressure cooker. So I would say if I use a cup of liquid in this guy, I typically bump it up to 1.5 cups of liquid in this guy, just to kind of get it up to pressure and do its thing. I haven't really noticed a lot of differences from the time. I haven't timed it, but I personally haven't been like, geez, come on, get up to pressure. It's just done its thing, and I'm enjoying it. I have not tested the slow cook feature in this one. I have in this one, and we like it. It's like if I'm going to slow cook something, I don't usually ever really go for an electric pressure cooker. That's just not my thing because they cook so much slower than a traditional slow cooker does. However, in a pinch, or if I wanted something to take longer in cooking, I would grab these. I think the slow cook feature works decently. I would say even maybe just a little bit better than my Instant Pot slow cook feature. That's just my limited perspective from the few times that I have used them as slow cookers. But I haven't tested it in 8 quart. It's really not a top priority because we have so many slow cookers. But if you are considering buying this as a replacement for everything, just know whichever model you go with that the slow cook feature will take a little bit, like if it's a recipe that calls for 6 to 8 hours to cook, it probably is going to take me 8 hours. But those are just some of our initial thoughts of the differences people have been asking. Pros and cons, I think it just depends on what your personal preferences are and what you want to be able to cook and how you want to be able to cook. I'm glad that we have them both so we can test both of those sizes and all that kind of thing. I will tell you that I really, really wish, and Mikey said this many, many times, like my only holdback on the Foodi now is that I really, really wish that we could get a stainless steel pot for that.
Yep.
Because I'm so scared that we're going to scratch it the way that we did
You're
this
scared.
one.
You should have heard the conversation when I scratched the first one.
You scratched my Foodi.
It's one of those where I like the fact that the ceramic coating on there does make it non-stick, so whenever you make something, cleanup really is a lot quicker because it usually just wipes off. This one's getting a little harder to clean now because this ceramic is worn off so much. My bad. But, if it was a stainless steel pot, I think you could still make the same dishes in there. You're just going to have to use a little more scrubbing.
Yeah, I will say, somebody was asking me about the stainless steel pots this week, and I was just sharing that I don't really, when we do use our Instant Pot, and I don't really ever have trouble with stuck-on food because you can throw the pot in the dishwasher if you want. If anything ever does get stuck, I oftentimes use Barkeeper's Friend.
That stuff is, your friend.
Well,
it's right there. I was just using it to clean off one of those things.
Yes, I use this stuff all the time, and it makes that stuff come off really, really easy. Yeah. And so I don't really have, the non-stick is a con for me versus a pro that I think that what they're intending, I get what they're trying to do. And I also, from my perspective, I realize that we're using these every day in a way that a traditional family wouldn't necessarily use
most people
all
are
the
use
time.
It maybe once or twice a month.
Well, or they might really enjoy it. But we heavily use ours because we want to test recipes for you guys and share it with you guys and run it through its paces and tell you what we really, really think. So I think that we do really, really, we're hard on them, so do know that as you listen to us. But that's my only thing. I really love the accessories that they do go ahead and give you in the package with your units. I find them extremely useful, and I will tell you, this sucker I use for air frying and broiling even more than I use these things.
Yeah,
so much so.
That basket, we'll use that for like if we're doing Brussels sprouts and things like that. If
yep.
we're doing bacon, it's that straight down in the rack, or the rack straight down in the pot.
That's what we do, and I'll tell you, it's so funny is we hadn't used this one's basket in so long, like since we've gotten home, we couldn't find it for this video. We were like, where is it? And it was packed away in a cabinet in the RV that we had to go get. But if you guys have any questions about the Foodies, we'd love to, I'm not sure that we can answer them, but we would love to
we'll try.
Share whatever we've learned over the course of the time that we've had them. We absolutely love cooking with them. We're hoping to be back next week with some recipes. We've been a little bit under the weather around here, so
I had bronchitis,
and we gave it to everybody.
Yeah, Addie's got some bug going around now. So
I'm just like, stay away.
Yeah. Let me just tell you, ain't been much kissing in this house this week. One of the things that we're definitely going to try is air fryer pork chops, low carb air fryer pork chops. One of our patrons, our dog's going crazy.
Aki has something to say. He's like, I haven't been on screen in a while.
Anyway, our buddy James, who's also one of our patrons over on Patreon, suggested doing a low carb pork chop using pork rinds. And we definitely love
so we're testing recipes right now, so we'll hopefully be back. And I'm going to go back through, I don't know if we told you this or not, but we had a major foodie fail, and I've perfected that recipe. You got a story
you got to hear.
So we're going to tell that story in upcoming episodes, and we're also going to share the successful recipe with you coming soon.
Because it's really good.
But we hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you would, give us a thumbs up if you like Foodi Friday. If you are not already a member of the Crock Posse, please click subscribe.
It's that little red button down there. Got a big old S on the front of it. It says subscribe. Hit it.
And you can become a member of our slow cooking family around here.
Also our foodie family.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, you want to know when we're putting up new videos? Click that little bell down there. What's it called, Aki?
The ding-a-ling.
That's right. Click that ding-a-ling and you'll know as soon as we put up a new video. And most importantly, y'all, whatever you do, laugh often.
Eat good food.
And speak life.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
I feel like we're telling ghost stories. Ooh. Quart Foodie.
All having a whole lot of fun.
Stop slamming it.
I know.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're fun,